Hey, I'm coming to you from my wife's workstation. She's a teacher and she's been making content to send to her class. And I'm just borrowing her workspace for this video. For the past few days, I've been receiving emails and comments, questions of whether if the pandemic we're going through right now is a judgment from God. And I'm here to say it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that. And I think that comes from a deeper question or deeper assumption. And the assumption is this, and maybe this is the way you were raised in your faith tradition, that if something bad happens to you, then that must mean that God is not with us, or God is angry with us. Or maybe you did something bad, a sin that you weren't aware about, and because of that, you were pushed out of the circle of God's blessings, and now you're cursed. In other words, is the bad stuff happening to our world right now a sign that God has given up on us, or that God is not happy with us, or God is angry with us? And the answer to that question is no. And the reason I know that is because of Judges chapter 6. And I want to go over this with you, and maybe it'll be a blessing to you. Judges chapter 6 showcases the main character, Gideon. And Gideon had, he lived in a village, not so well-off village. And these guys called the Medians, they came in and they pillaged his village. And so Gideon's hiding, and while he was hiding, the angel of the Lord shows up. And when the angel of the Lord shows up, the standard greeting is the Lord is with you. And now Gideon's response is where I want to focus today. This is verse 13. He says this, "Pardon me, my Lord," Gideon replied, "but if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are all the wonders that our ancestors told us about when they said, 'Did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt?' But now the Lord has abandoned us and given us into the hands of Midian." So what he's saying here is this. Are you sure God is with us? Because bad things are happening left and right. I heard the stories of my ancestors. I heard that Moses came in and through the power of God rescued him and brought all these plagues and did all these miracles. How come that's not happening right now? Does it imply that God is not with us right now? And maybe that's the faith tradition you were raised in. Now listen carefully to the response of the angel of the Lord. The Lord turned to him, verse 14, and said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand. Am I not sending you?" Now this is a very interesting response. This is basically what the angel is saying. It's like, Gideon, you're asking an interesting question here. You're asking if God is here because bad things are happening. He's like, well, you know what? Guess what? You're not the only one asking that question, Gideon. There's somebody else out there that's asking the exact same question. If maybe God's not here, bad things are happening. He says, what I'm doing right here is helping answer that person's question by sending you to do something about it. You see, here are the notes that I wrote here. Rather than asking why these bad things are happening to me, where is God in all this? We should be asking, well, bad things are happening, so who around me can use a physical representation of God today? So during this time when bad things are happening, perhaps maybe you should call somebody and say, hey, how are you doing? And maybe that person, that might be the touch of God that they were waiting for. Maybe you could write somebody a letter, send somebody a food package, send somebody a mask that you made. And that person might just experience the touch of God through you.